just to give you a little like before after. So this is before Sitecore transformation. Site does look like 97, almost like early 2000. And because that's really where it was. This is the original site. I think the surface like 2007 to almost like 2015. What you see here now and what exists on NYRR.org today is the new Sitecore experience commerce transformation. We're running on Sitecore Commerce. We inserted a new visual identity in UX, extended the XC business tools to take on their complex business logic. And we'll talk a little bit further about what goes into their business logic as an organization, because it's not your true kind of storefront commerce where I'm just selling a product SKU. There's the event itself. There's logic if you're a member of the organization. There's logic if you've ran 9 races versus 10 races. If you've won a race, right? So we have all this different logic that goes into what it means to sell the product itself. And not only is that logic within the product ecosystem, aka the events, but they're also with the we're leveraging it as well in our donation workflows. So if user is donating, that's going to also be a data entry point to our overall pricing ecosystem around our other products, events, and services. So these are some screenshots, an example of like the product, right? The featured races and your overall commerce process. And what we've done also to go with that brand promise of we want to sell lifestyle, the running lifestyle. We actually have this dashboard where, you can connect to your other devices such as Apple Health in terms of tracking steps, the Nike app in terms, if you want to ingest that data. So, if you have goals out there in terms of what your best race was, what your achievement was, we kind of gamify that idea of running, give the user a profile and a dashboard to be able to surface that. What we're really excited about, what was really exciting about the implementation, is first ever implementation of Apple Pay with Sitecore Commerce. We were able to, again, increase that number of product offerings because they don't have, they have their annual races, but you take one race, we have about 20 different price points. And then, based on those price points and the journey the user's on, if they're a novice racer versus an intermediate versus an expert, there's a slew of dialogue of other product offerings that they're going to be, that are going to be offered to them and recommended to the individual. So when we think about outcomes and goals achieved of this implementation, this is really an implementation about realizing that strategy that I was talking about in terms of the lifestyle. But we're currently waiting because we launched this late 2019. So we haven't been in the market long enough for us to curate specific conversion metrics and increases like that. But what's important is that we saw the typical outcomes such as like time to market. Especially during COVID, the ability for the NYRR team to be able to manage the solution and start pushing out their virtual racing, bulk refunds on the physical racing, of course. And our original system that we came off of was an open source system on Drupal, where we had a lot of legacy application issues on that side. And so we were able to resolve that with a lot of the out of the box features.